Moon's haunted. So, Eris Morn enlists your help to poke around Savathuns a little, Scarlet Keep, and the pyramid ship that lies beneath the moon's surface. But this pyramid thinks it's funny, and it makes spectral forms of things you've already killed. Kill them again. Retrieve the cryptoglyph and build some armor, and then you get to walk inside the pyramid, and the pyramid gives you an artifact, and then you talk to yourself in the Black Garden. That's Shadowkeep. Hey guys, I just want to say thank you for the support lately. Also, thank you, Avanshi G, for working with me. More on that at the very end of this video. And yeah, stick around for this compilation of some Destiny stuff. Yeah, back to it. After hearing about your salvation, you decide to go spelunking. Eris is still mourning her dead fire team, and she asks you to fight the nightmares only using arc damage for some reason. After finding some necklace pieces, Eris will give you a schematic. So you go to the summoning pits and you get some head. Then you kill the boner collector. Fill the skull with screams, cries, and discomfort. What the fuck? Yeah, you kill a bunch of enemies, then you kill some wizards before they get a golden buzzer, and then Eris gives you the Deathbringer. As you go snooping around the tower as you do, you find Banshee's secret workshop, and the schematics to a new bow. You play some gambit, you do some strikes, and you kill things with bows. Then you gotta play a very special arms dealer strike, just like 5 other exotic missions before this. Then you talk to Banshee, who gives you permission to raid his personal workshop for Leviathan's Breath. Or you can just buy it from the Monument to Lost Light. The Vex made a portal on the moon, and Eris Morn tells you to inspect the portal. Apparently, this portal leads to the Black Garden, and it's filled with the soul divisive. You know, like the super religious Vex. Anyways, you meet the consecrated mind, and you politely ask it to spit on you, and it obliges. Just, don't get too greedy, you freak. Anyways, kill an angel as your teammates, play with the ropes. Then run around in the roots of the Black Garden to make it to your gambit match as you invade the consecrated mind and kill it, to then play gambit again, but this time it's against the sanctified mind as it constantly removes floors from under you and bugs its damage phase. Maybe that's just me though. Remember doing Garden of Salvation? If not, you still have time to do this on your first try. So, you only do Garden once, which is way better. Anyways, all you have to do is some rope puzzles in the raid, then you get Divinity. Oh, you want to know how to do the puzzles? No, I'm not Dado. I can't do this anyways. You can't take a break. It has to be in one run. If you LFG, the leader might kick you to get it for their friend or whoever paid them to do it. But Divinity is, yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah. Okay, so you remember when Shadowkeep was an expansion that was about the Hive, and not the Soul Divisive Vex? Well, if not, this will remind you. So to start, you need a sword, and a basic level of literacy. After learning to read, you encounter a wall of doors, to then not go through any of them, jumping through the wall and finding the rat tunnels. Ogre holes. Dunk the balls of Hive Knights to break Hive runes, and then you do that same exact thing again in a different room with no ogres. Then you go through a jumping puzzle and find the final boss. Kill Knights and grab their sword and their balls. Damage the boss until he takes a knee. And that's it. Our Guardian and Eris Morn love turning things into guns. And this time, she wants to turn her old friend Jiminy Cricket, Omar, into an LMG. To start, you need a great view of the lunar pyramid and light up some statues. And logically, the next step is to light plates in the patrol area of the moon. Do some silly little puzzles in some lost sectors. Then you need to go do the Pit of Heresy. But you open a door, then fight a special wizard boss instead of the final boss of the dungeon. And then you're required to dunk your elemental balls. Oh, and kinetic balls. No darkness balls, though. Only light and kinetic. After killing the boss, you got Xenophage. As the sole divisive Vex, planned an invasion on the moon to capture the pyramid ship that lies beneath, Ikora builds a Vex portal in the tower with the goal of destroying the Undying mind in every possible reality, with zero consequences that will ever come from this. And by the end of this, after killing every single Undying mind, you still don't get imago loop, not even once. After you stop the Vex invasion, Osiris needs your help to protect the sundial, a device of Osiris and the Drifter's design that would be capable of turning back time to bring Osiris's boyfriend Saint 14 back to life. Obviously, a time machine would be very valuable, so the Red Legion tries to take it over, so they could go back and win the Red War. As you fight back the Red Legion, you find Saint 14 in battle on a crusade. You assist him as he spews anti-Eliksni rhetoric and thanks you for helping. Then you go back again to find the Vex have made the martyr mind, which is able to suppress the light from Guardians. After slaying the martyr mind, Saint walks out of the Infinite Forest, headbutting a minotaur on the way out. Now with Saint back in the city, we can learn more about Twilight Gap, the corridors of time, and our Guardian's own death. After bringing Saint 14 back to the city, he tells you to go to the sundial. After you collect a weapon frame, he tells you to explore Twilight Gap, a well-loved Crucible map. As you walk around the map, Saint 14 tells you the story of the Battle of Twilight Gap, as Osiris and Shaxx come into the Discord call to continue collecting lore for 5 minutes before Saint 14 forces Shaxx to sing,
"I'm on the moon, it's made of cheese,"
holding his crippling debt over him. That's it, that's the quest. Getting it from the monument to Lost Light is arguably more difficult. With time travel now being a core part of the game and the universe, we get to travel through the corridors of time to find something. We don't know what, and the clock is ticking. There's only 2 weeks to solve the puzzle? It should be easy, right? Well, after 6 days, it was finally solved, with tons of people going non-stop, next to no sleep, grinding to solve this community puzzle. And what was the reward? Standing at your own grave and getting a weapon that released at the end of the event anyways. Remember that puzzle that took a week to solve? Well, almost a week, 6 days. Anyways, you don't need to do it. You didn't need to do it at all. It was worthless. You just talk to Saint, and then you kill Fallen. Then the spider, for some reason, is the person that guides you the rest of the way. You just complete a couple lost sectors, a few bounties, and beat the Hollowed Layer Strike. Return to Saint for... You get the Bastion, a 3-round burst fusion rifle that's kinetic, straight up kinetic damage, and it's kind of mid. Anyways, it got nerfed, and the quest is sunset now, so you just get it from the Monument to Lost Light. That's it. Saint 14 and Osiris want your help to erect Osiris's lighthouse. First, you go to the sundial and sauce on the new boss. Then you get ready to open up your spreadsheets and get an economics degree because you're given fractalines. Now, here's your choice. Bank them now in the tower for a couple of seasonal weapons, or invest them in the obelisk around the system to get more stonks next week. Bungo wants billions of these things. So if you're anything like me, you invested every single fractaline you dunked. Tens, if not hundreds of thousands of them bitches to get ludicrous amounts of Season of the Dawn weapons. Anyways, as the community kept generating ridiculous amounts of fractalines, Bungie had to push the goalpost multiple times. And finally, after finishing this final goal Bungie set, the lighthouse was restored, and Bungie reveals Trials of Osiris is returning. But this time, and I quote, "it won't be half-baked." I heard you're a gamer, and so did Bungie, and they made a Valentine's Day event just for you and another person. It includes rose petals leading up to Daddy Shacks. Then a special 2v2 playlist that introduced a brand new modifier that helps you out when you and your very good fire team member are close to each other, and buffs the last surviving member of your fire team if one of you dies. Shax gives you a bow and now is technically married to you. Oh yeah, they stopped hosting this event because Destiny 2 players can't get any pussy. Destiny 2 Season 10. My least favorite season of all time. Season of the worst. Let's start with the positives. Warmind cells. They were cool. They were fun and unique. Okay, what about the middle of the road changes that came with the season? Fellwinter's Lie Quest. It was buggy and it caused the most laughable player responses to an event. Grandmaster Nightfalls. They didn't have any decent loot yet. And they didn't have a lot of the more challenging strikes that we have now. And Trials came back. It was half-baked. And the Almighty came crashing down. That's what the season was about. The Red Legion threw a temper tantrum and threw a solar system destroying ship at the tower. And we got to watch the Black Fleet approach. Now, negatives, Guardian games. The story was weirdly paced, not great. Legendary Lost Sectors and Seraph Towers are both boring and repetitive. And Tommy's Matchbook, 0 out of 10. Bungie promised that the return of Trials of Osiris would not be half-baked. They lied. When the playlist returned, it was March of 2020. In other words, people had a ton of time on their hands, and the game was recently made free to play, and it was put on Steam. Trials had a very little barrier to entry, so the cheaters saw an opportunity. Either get loot for themselves or charge people for carries. The meta was ass, and the connections were horrible, and people couldn't stand the playlist for like a year and a half, and then it was like actually pretty good, and then it was bad again, and it still is. As the Cabal desperately tried to destroy the last city, you need a weapon that is better at killing them. Good thing the fourth Horseman is specifically designed to do just that. Zavala tells you to go get it for him in his office, but everything is locked, so you need to vent to find it. But it appears to be stolen. Anna tells you to kill Cabal until Benedict asks Callus about it. You then mess around the EDZ before Benedict gives you the fourth Horseman, and then you need to do Legendary Lost Sectors for the Catalyst, but not the current version of Legendary Lost Sectors. And none of this is in the game anymore. This is what happens to liars. Or at least Fellwinter anyway. You get the opportunity to retrieve his gun. First, as a community, Bungie expected us to do millions of Seraph Tower events. But many players said, I don't care what gun it gives me. I'm not playing that shit. So Bungie was forced to lower it. Then you go to Vostok and inspect some energy signatures and get some shotgun kills before you meet the most difficult obstacle of this entire quest. The fucking door. Then Rasputin tells you about how he killed his son and all of his friends, then got sad about it, and then he gives you his son's shotgun. The pyramid ships have come, and they can't stop coming. Arriving. It's the season of arrivals. Remember how you spent 3 months monotonously grinding, empowering Rasputin. Yeah, you got clapped immediately. Now there are pyramids on Io, Titan, Mars, and Mercury. At least Mara sniped one of them, right? Anyways, Eris Morn needs to talk to you by the Tree of Silver Wings. Her and the Drifter are trying to understand what the darkness wants, and the Nine are helping. Savathun and Zavala aren't helping at all. They're trying to prevent us from communicating with the voice in the dark. Savathun just leaves after giving us a gun, and we kill her nephew. Then the pyramids tell us to go to Europa to discover an ancient power. Then the pyramids steal our content, and the Traveler gets angry. The Drifter and Eris Morn ask the Nine a question, meaning we get to do all the hard work. After entering the balls of the Drifter's derelict, you need to kill some fake Taken and collect motes of light and dark. Then you explode yourself over spots of light or dark to open some doors. Fight a Taken Centurion using the light and dark to remove its shield, while trying not to get launched off the platform. You then are forced to walk around the desert until you find the cube, finish the Rubik's Cube, then travel down to Rainbow Road until you've reached the final boss, Aramis. I mean, a mysterious Kel that you will need the powers of light and dark to defeat. Anyways, use modes to activate a teleporter and run towards the Kel while dodging blights and line rifles. Rinse and repeat until Eris and the Drifter decipher that the light and the dark are just tools. After doing a weekly mission for Eris Morn, you need to go around Io, killing the marionette, and travel the solar system looking for calcified fragments. Sorry, I mean light calcified fragments. Play some Gambit or Reckoning, if you remembered what that is. Get void kills and headshots. That will get you the Ruinous Effigy, a trace rifle that makes your enemies turn to void orbs so you can ball up. And to get the catalyst, you need to point lasers in Savathun's eyes. The various vendors from the planets doomed to disappear with Beyond Light need help. Do chores to help Sloan build a Golden Age power suit. Then run errands for Asher Mir and help him enter the Vex network to prevent the Taken from capturing the Pyramidion. You then help Brother Vance enter the Infinite Forest so that he can untether approximately 10 billion timelines from our own. You then need to run Escalation Protocol and help save Rasputin after he failed to take down a pyramid. After helping all the vendors, you evacuate the destinations, and Zavala gives you a Traveler's Chosen. It's a sidearm. Just want to say thank you so much, guys, for all the support you've shown me and for watching this video. Please like, comment, subscribe. Again, these are older shorts that I just condensed all together because they fit in one category, so you could watch it easier if you'd like. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Go buy Advanced GG. You know, use my code Spycer10 for 10% off. Use my referral code. That helps me out a ton. And yeah, see ya.